almost every episode of everything I've been doing recently. She's a busy person. I know every day you have your own radio show. You're broadcasting, streaming live on Facebook, I believe on YouTube, and you are one amazing soul, one amazing individual. So I wanted to have you as a guest here and say thank you for all your contributions and just say hello and see where we go. So how are you doing today, Camille? And thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be included. Things are going pretty good, all things considered. I'm enjoying today.
And just to set the stage a little bit, what type of show are you? What type of work are you currently focused on in the music space?
Well, I guess to give a little backstory, just so it fits in a little bit, I was working on a radio station. I was doing a segment on there once a week where I started the segment called the E Spot with Camille, and it was with entertainers. It was on a radio, it was on the part of the morning drive, and it was on a sports radio station, which, if you're familiar with Raleigh, North Carolina area, they're huge sports fans, especially with us having UNC, Duke, and so on, North Carolina State, and
I
all
would say
those
go
schools are
go
here.
Wolfpack. Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
So luckily I've gone to almost all of those schools, so I can do all I can cheer for all of them. But so I started that, and then when the pandemic hit, I knew with my daughter being high risk because she's got a kidney condition, I couldn't keep going into the radio station. It was funny, the last day that I went in, they were even talking about, because I was kind of being a germphobe with my mic and my headset, and they're like, oh yeah, 100 people have touched it since the last person that was sick touched it. And I'm like, yeah, I need to figure this out, how to do this from home with with COVID going around. And so that's what I did. I started looking into how I could do it from home. I had a publicist actually reach out to me and make a point of saying that a lot of her clients were missing out on interviews because everybody was canceling in studio interviews. So I just felt like it was a great time to try to take advantage of the fact of living in North Carolina and being able to have more people to be able to interview, considering that I wouldn't have to worry about flying people in, paying for their hotel, or any of that as well.
And so how is the idea turned manifested into what you're now doing? How has it grown?
It's grown tremendously. So when I first started, I was just kind of like, yay, finally, it's not at 8 o'clock in the morning. So now my LA friends can hang out with me, because I've worked in the film industry since I was a child. My father is a movie producer, Dwight Williams. He's union production manager. He's won awards for it. And then my mom, she used to be a stunt woman. She did a lot of car stuff. You guys might know New Jack City. She was a stunt woman in that. A
Wow.
Man Called Hawk. She was a stunt woman in that, which was the spinoff from Spencer for Hire. So I just always kind of worked in that industry. And every time we were on a new set, it was like a family reunion. So I felt
Wow.
this was a great way to kind of um, have some of those friends share stories and give inspiration, and just it's good.
Have you had any family members as your guests?
I have. I had my dad on twice, which was kind of dangerous because we have the gift of gab together. So it was a long episode.
Wow, that's awesome. And the artwork's right behind you. Is that someone from a family member?
That is my mom. She went to college art, so that's her work. Her work was also in New Jack City, the TV show Parenthood. She just recently upgraded my office, so I feel obligated to show. Over there is my uncle and my grandmother that she
Wow.
painted that passed.
So
So
nice. Wow. So and this the flow that you have feels magical, and it's really nice to meet people who are doing what they love and love what they do. Do you have any advice to other people who found sort of Harlan sort of like did a redirect and found, and he's now living his passion and doing what he believes? It sounds like you now have figured things out for yourself. Do you have advice to other people who are on that fence of what to do because they've been hesitant to move forward and they feel stuck? Like, how did you know what advice would you give someone who wants to do something different,
yeah.
feels it but can't move forward?
I would say you got to just go for it. You're never going to be happy until you live in your purpose, what you were meant to do. And every job opportunity that comes your way is just building you to that point. Because I started my career kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do the entertainment thing. I'm going to try the stable, normal 9 to 5 job life. And I got recruited for modeling from that. And that's how I started doing modeling jobs, because film was the side I knew. I didn't know modeling in commercial world. So then I started doing that. And then I worked as a spa director for Kate Somerville's Equinox, even in Century City, and was loving being an esthetician. Carpal tunnel kicked in. So then it was like, okay, let me find another thing to do again. So, life will throw you curveballs. What's the saying? You make plans and God laughs, or something to that
Yes, yes,
effect.
yes.
That's been my life. So I just roll with it at this point. And if the opportunity comes, you got to
Any,
try it.
any urge to become a stunt woman?
None at all. None at all. The joys of being double jointed, I'm pretty sure would prevent me from being any good at it.
But you certainly, it's that you glow in a beautiful way, and the energy is vivacious, and it's very endearing and calming, and at the same time, it's really nice to meet people who are doing what they love, and it's very clear. So for the show, so what time of day is your show on right now?
So it's on Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. It ranges from 30 minutes to an hour. I live stream it through Facebook as well as YouTube. And then I download it to now also be a podcast with Anchor FM. I started using, and that's the other part of it. Like, I am not a techie person at all. And I had to learn all of it. YouTube University helped me through a lot of learning, like what gear to buy. And as I learned, I just upgraded my stuff, just so I could really put all my into it while the opportunity was there.
Have you considered doing any entertainment reporting as segments for your own show?
Oh, I would love to. Absolutely. I would love to. Just, with doing radio before, we would do a lot of live events, and I would get to go to different performances and do on concert interviews there as well sometimes. So I would love to. I enjoyed all of that. I really loved live music. That's one of the things I probably miss the most, is not being able to go to all those fun events we used to go with having a media pass.
Yes, no, it is. It's really nice also to go backstage and just hang out and just listen and just to share space with, even if you don't speak with the artists, and just be there and present and see their. I know I spent some time backstage at different places, and it was, just watching the people in action and understanding their art and their craft is just magical. And I do miss that. I do miss the audiences. I also miss being in the audience when someone is about to perform and feeling that connection and feeling the energy of the room and how excited things are, because words are not necessarily spoken, but energy is transferred and felt. And that's just a very intense, beautiful feeling. And it's a way of, you don't even have to ask how someone is. You just know, because you just to feel that in that moment. And that's fun. So, do you have any plans to expand your show to do do another show? Are you very happy doing this at this moment?
Well, funny you should mention that. I am planning to, because with everything, so much was going on during the pandemic. And when I first started, I was just like, I just wanted to have more than 30 minutes that I only had on the radio station. And I loved that it was later in the day, so more of my West Coast friends didn't have to wake up at 5 a.m. to participate. But then all this social justice issues were coming up, and I just felt like it wasn't the right vehicle to really talk about those. Like, sometimes I would bring it up because it was clearly on the person's mind and they wanted to share. But so on Thursdays now, one of the guests I had, we're going to start co-hosting together, where we're going to be able to talk about more current topics or things that are going on with us. And I like that idea, because it's also really a lot of work doing this all by myself, as far as like booking guests, doing the research, finding people to interview, what to interview about, making the themes, like all of that. And my daughter's getting ready to start virtual academy.
Wow.
So it's like, let me take a little bit off my plate, see how that works, and see how that goes. Because I feel like so many people usually start 1 day a week, and I just went from
Boom.
2 days a week to 5 days a week. Let's just see
Yeah.
what happens. While people were saying yes, I was like, okay, let me just keep scheduling it. So
It sounds like you're having fun, and when it's sort of like one of those priceless moments in time where you actually find yourself loving what you do and doing what you love. And so that's like nothing I'd ever want to put the brakes on. And to have the diversity, to give yourself a chance not to be locked into one genre, and to be expansive and to be open. And in some cases, you're probably a platform for other people, and certainly a model for others to follow because they see what you're doing, and by leading by example, you will inspire people that it's okay for them to do what they believe in because they feel it as much as you feel what you do.
Sure hope so. I mean, I know for me, I was tired of seeing so much doom and gloom and negative things and just so much violence. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy those kinds of movies, but at the same time, I would love to see more where we created films that really encouraged people again, inspired people. I know I grew up watching the Goonies that made us like go think we could go find gold, just little things that just can inspire the imagination to want to dream beyond where you live, how you live, to accomplish so many other things. And so many times, the people I interview, you hear those same stories over and over again where they just didn't realize their dreams could come true and just to dream even bigger about things because people
That's the
miss
thing
out.
is when you manifest, it doesn't take any more energy to manifest really big.
Mhm.
And just to be unbounded with what you're looking to do, and by letting go of attachments and letting go of any fear, uncertainty, and doubt, magic can happen. It will happen. It's all around us. And for the ability for you to go into your flow, into your power, and to make this stuff happen, you lead by example, and it's really beautiful. I want to thank you personally for being part of the community here, and for your own for being volunteer, for allowing my sisters to volunteer to help us with our networking and for everything else. It's really nice to know, and I didn't even know about your background, and it was just magical to have you here. So thank you for everything that you've been doing. And if people want to learn more, if you maybe just put in the chat the links to
Yeah,
your,
I did
oh, good, great.
put it all in the chat. And I want to make sure I also shout out Eugene because he was the one that introduced me to this group to even
Yes,
start going
thank
to
you,
this.
Eugene. It is true.
So thank
I gratitude to Eugene for connecting. I appreciate that, and I look forward to connecting again. And I really thank you for and I must say the pink, that the color goes really well. I like the headphones are great. I guess you're pretty in pink. Is it's nice thing to it's
well, to go from sports radio with all men and to now
yeah.
be able to embrace my femininity, it's like I'm going all out, pink
Hey,
everything.
it works. It
Yeah.
flows. It's just beautiful. So
Thank you so much. And I also want to say hi to my cousin Terry. He's in Ontario. He's joining us too.